Welcome to Rightside Radio. I am Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. Is it only Tuesday?
I thought it was Monday.
I thought it was Wednesday.
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. All right. It's Tuesday, guys. Allison, did you genuinely think it was Wednesday?
No, I really thought it was Wednesday.
All right. Listen, everybody.
What's the date?
It's
The 3rd.
That day.
The 3rd.
So, y'all, listeners, please be prepared. Both Allison and JP are consuming monsters. Before I knew they were consuming monsters pre-show, and it's just happened. So the caffeine will hit in about 15 minutes. With the caffeine that I ingested at 1:15, it's going to be a show. And you know what we're going to do on this show today? You know how all these kids are walking out and icing and doing ice protests, and they're saying ice out? Today, it is our hope, our dream, and our determination that we are going to ice out ignorance.
That's good.
That was good.
I like that.
Let's be the
So
coffee.
it's the coffee. Thanks, Pete's Coffee. So here's what we're going to do. We are talking about the ICE protest. We are going to discuss the detransitioner who, y'all probably saw the lawsuit, maybe not, that this detransitioner won and what that means for the whole, I'm confused about who I am, so let me chop off my body parts. It's going to be a great discussion. We're also going to talk about the government shutdown and what that means and what is this over. Remember, how many days ago did we talk about the government shutdown and we said, ta-da, it's happening again. We're going to talk about it. And the rest of it, you need to stay tuned. We have a guest today at 3:30. It's Tuesday, so story time with Abs. There's a part 2. I told you we were going to space it out, but just because story times with Abs happened to be today, we're going to do a part 2. And today's part 2 is foundational to the story we've been sold about slavery in America. Look, we're going to say it a million times. That is not an excuse. Slavery is hideous, period. But the things we know about it are false. And so we're going to explore that space and then do a 3, probably at 4:30. Don't go anywhere, because first, Allison Sinclair is going to teach us something that one of her children taught her last night.
Have y'all ever heard the term, can you define the term cute aggression?
No.
I have never heard this term, but it's a legit thing. I'm going to give you an example.
Okay.
When my daughter, Jennings, was probably 5, she was in, when you go, they have the Scholastic Book Fair.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember those?
They were the best.
$10 and hopes and dreams.
They were awesome, yes.
Smelly erasers that smelled like grape
Where
and
you
bubble
steal
gum.
books from the book fair.
You stole books?
JP!
It was we're past the statute of limitations, but continue.
JP! No, I mean, you would go, I never bought books. I've always bought the posters. And Jennings did the same thing. And she was in the back of my car. She was probably 5. She went to kindergarten. She went to the Scholastic Book Fair. And she's looking, she bought this little poster, like an 8x10 poster of puppies. And I hear in the back go, cute puppies. Let's eat them. And I'm like, it sounded like the devil talking about cute puppies. Like, it was such a weird tension between the two. But that is cute aggression. And it is, here's what ChatGPT says. It's a normal emotional reaction where someone feels a sudden urge to squeeze, pinch, or say exaggerated things like, I could just eat you up, when they see something extremely cute, such as a baby, a puppy, or a kitten. Even though the word aggression is in the name, it doesn't mean you want to hurt them. But psychologists think cute aggression is your brain's way of balancing overwhelmingly positive emotions. When you feel something is too adorable, your emotional response spikes so high that the brain adds a tiny counter feeling, aggression-like energy, to regulate it.
That makes sense.
I had no clue, but think about that. Like, your aunt is like, oh, you're just so cute. Or you see a baby and you're like, I just want to eat you up.
Yes.
I didn't know that was an actual thing.
Didn't.
That's
aggression.
That's my sister with our dog. She always my childhood dog was a dachshund mix, so he's like a little like fat dog, and she always walks up to him and like grabs his face, like she's like, "Grab my puppy," and my dog's always growls and snaps at her, and she's like, "I'm sorry," but yeah, it's a thing.
That's funny.
Isn't the brain funny?
Aggression, and I can see people in my family doing that right now. That is not something that I do, but there are several people in my family that do. And it's funny.
Like when you pass a puppy at the park, you don't go, "Oh my gosh, you're so cute. I just want to squeeze you." Oh.
You don't?
She's cool.
I do it. Yeah. I know exactly what she's talking about.
If you give me a plate
of food,
and that plate is filled, let's say a skillet cookie from Urban Cookhouse with ice cream on top, now you might get some cute aggression out of me.
What do you say? "I'm gonna eat you."
Yeah. I would do that.
I know exactly.
Or I'd fork fight with my husband over the skillet cookie. You know?
It's just the human brain is so weird, and that you could never, I would have never been able to put words to that, but that your brain literally has to balance the good and temper it because you're basically freaking out. And so it comes out like, "Cute puppy."
My oldest child said I'm lying. I do it with babies. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
for being honest.
Keeping me honest. Now I have to ask her, do I really do that?
Yeah.
I'm texting her right now.
I bet, like, I don't know how you couldn't with your 2 grandkids. They're literally the cutest.
I have a video for you at the break of Nugget half crawling, and you're going to die. You're going to die.
You just want to eat her up, don't you?
She's delicious.
There you go. Point proven.
You're telling me
she's delicious.
You're telling me when you see your big dogs, you just walk up and like grab it and like.
No, but I baby talk the dogs for sure.
Okay,
but I don't do that. But I do baby talk them. Now for my little grandkids, my oldest child is saying, "No, Mom, you so do that."
Next time you'll notice and you'll be like, "Allison taught me. She learned me something."
She learned me something. But I'm honest about food. Chris would say, if he were listening, which he's not, because he's doing he's doing things. He would say, "I definitely do it about food, though." For sure. 100%.
That's funny.
That's why I'm the same with my dog. I'm like the puppy, and my sister. It's so funny whenever she's doing it, and you can just see my dog's face getting squished, and he's like, "Let go of me."
Yeah, it's funny. That is amazing.
There's your psychology lesson for the day.
God gave us that part in our brain that we have. It's like a pressure valve release.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. It's like a little tea kettle.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
gotta release.
We have people in the family who do it over shopping.
Well, but yay! Yeah, but you don't say, "I just want to eat that cardigan." It has to do with like puppies and babies.
Do they?
I don't say I want to eat the cardigan.
I don't say that. Now, babies I love, but I love skillet cookies also.
Yeah, y'all say that y'all want to eat the sushi and drink the wine and drive around in the golf or the.
I
the
don't want to
cart.
eat the sushi. Sushi is disgusting. I want the rice. I love rice.
Oh yeah, everybody.
You must ride horses and drink out of teacups. It's fancy if you don't like.
No,
you don't like the sushi.
Is disgusting.
Sushi is so disgusting. Now, Molly loves sushi, and so I've learned to tolerate it. My future daughter-in-law loves sushi. That is not my favorite. I want cooked meats along with rice, unless we're on a boat in the middle of the Pacific and we're trying to survive. Then Allison Sinclair, then I would eat some raw fish.
Oh, let me go back. Time out.
What?
I overinflated myself.
No.
I don't eat raw fish. I eat the cooked sushi.
Oh.
I don't even know if you can call it sushi. No.
So you eat like the steamed?
I do like the stupid California rolls or something with crab or something with shrimp. Yeah, I don't do the.
That's
the
where my
real stuff.
texture
That's
goes.
like
Molly she loves it. We almost had to eat sushi for her birthday, and then she collected herself, and we went to the usual place we go to.
I'm
That's
not
how
a
you get
sushi.
parasites.
My whole half of my family is allergic to shellfish, so I just never have gone anywhere near it.
I'll tell you why I don't like it off air, but I just
You can get tuna and like fish.
Oh yeah,
I like tuna.
fish, but like the sushi and
The
that
roll,
stuff. No.
it's so concentrated, and you're apparently supposed to eat it in one bite, which makes me want to vomit.
Yeah. if you're
So
huge.
again, I go back to just give me some yummy, sticky Japanese rice. That is the perfect rice. I love rice.
You can't go wrong with that.
Also, it's I'm making it for supper tonight. So. Anyway.
Okay. Well, let's take a break, and then that will give us time to get to the montage, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We have one, right?
That is correct.
Okay. I wasn't listening at the beginning of the show. Whatever you're
She
saying.
was
now, I
drinking
just got it.
Monster.
Yeah, I'm gonna take another sip. Yo, I haven't had a Monster in probably 2 years.
Oh, heaven help
You're about
us.
to get hooked back.
Oh, JP, you had to buy 2.
Oh boy.
All right,
I'm
we'll be
in
back
trouble.
with a Monster montage.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. You're in the right place. I'm Amy Beth. She's Allison, and he's JP. We are having a Tuesday. Don't forget we have a guest at 3:30. But you know what we have right now? We have JP's monster montage.
Apple News. What they'll be shutting down, don't lose this, what they'll be shutting down is FEMA operations as we're cleaning up from the winter storms. They'll be shutting down TSA, which is obviously necessary to keep the country moving through our airports. Coast Guard operations. I mean, so many important functions in the Department of Homeland Security is what will be adversely affected by these partisan games.
If everything goes according to plan here on the Hill today, this partial government shutdown should be over by some point later today. Now, a large part of that reason is President Trump decided to get involved. He urged a handful of House Republicans to drop their demand to attach the GOP voter ID law known as the SAVE Act to this package of government spending bills. Speaker Johnson says now just isn't the time for that.
New video tonight from the Mesa Police Department. It shows the takedown of what appears to be a student protester during a school walkout on Friday. Here it is, edited by Mesa Police. The video posted on the department's Facebook page. According to Mesa Police, during a walkout at Poston Junior High School, students entered the roadway and threw water bottles at officers.
How is this case going to impact things for detransitioners like yourself?
I think this sets an incredible precedent for detransitioners like me who are trying to hold our doctors accountable. To see a win, an agreement from a jury that this patient was wronged, especially in a blue state like New York, is incredibly encouraging for detransitioners like me.
Because it's infinitely broken. We're greedy. We're crooked as a dog's leg, as we used to say in East Tennessee. When you have a congressman making 600-700% return day in, day out, they don't need to be here in Washington, D.C. They need to be up on Wall Street advising all those big advisors, maybe the Fed, how to invest the money. What's going to happen? The House will pass something, the Senate will pass something different, and they'll all be out drinking wine at Martha's Vineyard the next weekend laughing at us because it just isn't going to work. This town is crooked. Both parties are in on it, and it's a very small club. And guess what? America, you're not in on it.
How is he still alive?
Because he's smarter than all of them.
Yeah. I don't know. The way he talks, I expect him to just like give up soon and just go back home to East Tennessee and chill. Because I think he's just reaching the point of fed up with the videos he's been putting out. I don't know. I hope not. But everybody up at DC, I mean, there's a couple like Paulina Luna and others, but who all is genuinely calling for stock trading to be banned from all congressmen and congresswomen other than like Burchett, at least as passionately as Burchett. So it gives me hope that he's up there.
I don't know. I remember asking him maybe a year ago, well, maybe longer than that ago, because I really thought he'd run for governor of Tennessee. And I remember asking him if he was going to run for governor, and he said no. He said it just isn't a challenge. So I think on one hand, he really likes it. He obviously has a calling to be where he is. He is one of the only ones that I feel like really can stand firm in, and somehow he does it well. Like he still can stay in the good graces of President Trump, but it seems like he doesn't do the bidding always of President Trump. However, I did not know that President Trump got involved in this and asked everybody to stand down on the SAVE Act and demanding it in the House. Who was on the front steps last night of the Capitol giving an interview about now the Senate is going to save us with the SAVE Act? Tim Burchett and Anna Paulina Luna, saying that they have the confirmation from Senator Thune that if we in the House take the SAVE Act out and pass the budget bills, that then the Senate will remove the zombie filibuster, put in the standing filibuster, which historically is what we've had, and pass the standalone SAVE Act. Yes, ma'am.
Could we define a few things? Could we define what a zombie filibuster is? Because that sounds like The Walking Dead, but for Congress. Also, could we remind people what the SAVE Act is? Because I think when we know that, it'll be even more diabolical that it looks like Tim Burchett and Anna were played.
Yeah. So the SAVE Act is basically just, hey, you got to be a U.S. citizen to vote.
What a revelation.
It's
a shocker.
You have to have a government ID. Now, here's the kicker. In 19 states, you can get a driver's license without showing citizenship. In 15 of those states, you are automatically registered to vote once you get a driver's license. So think about that. You get a driver's license without having to show citizenship, and you're automatically registered to vote as a non-citizen.
That's just insane.
So Republicans were demanding that the SAVE Act be part of this budget bill. Trump says, this isn't the hill you're going to die on. Drop it. They do. Then Thune says he's going to remove the zombie filibuster, which is basically where you don't have to have anybody standing on the floor actually talking. It just is in perpetuity. It never ends. It's a filibuster just because you're like, I want a filibuster. And so he said he's going to get rid of that, bring the SAVE Act, and now he's backtracking on that. And we can get to that more on the other side because this is going to be a disaster.
Johnny.
Why is that controversial? You got to be a U.S. citizen to vote.
Because somebody got paid.
We'll be back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I am Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. We have Matt Gentry coming on at 3:30. And Matt, JP, was he a sheriff?
He was. He is of Coleman
He is
County,
right now.
correct?
Yep.
And he is retired. He's running for Public Service Commission.
Yes.
And do they not regulate the utilities in the state? It's my understanding that they do, which
Well-
we need to ask him about why our Alabama power rates are the 4th highest in the country. I'd like to know that.
So when I was talking to him and scheduling this, I said, I'm glad you're coming on. I've heard his name for years. I've actually never met him. He's apparently a super cool guy. But I was like, I have no clue what the public service. I mean, I kind of do, but it'll be interesting to hear. That's not one thing that I feel like you wake up and you're like, I feel very passionate about serving my state. I'm running for PSC place 1.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know.
Yeah.
The coolest thing I found out about him, and I need to ask if this is still true, is that he raises. Oh, well, I don't want to offend him because I'm sure there's lots cool about him. He raises longhorn cattle.
Oh, we should talk about that. Do you
Yeah.
think he'd give us one, like for a fair price?
What are we going to do with it?
Eat it?
Yeah, maybe.
You know what we need to ask him?
What?
His thoughts on heifers.
We should. We should. Yes.
So
okay.
when someone calls you a heifer, is that good
Is
or
that a
bad?
compliment?
Would you take that as a compliment or not?
How upset would you be?
Yeah.
On
Do
a
you
scale
like
of 1
your
to 10.
heifers?
So as we are hashing out, finishing up our first tour of the montage with the whole SAVE Act and backing off of requiring citizenship, right? Requiring an ID
Yeah.
to be able to vote. Like, it's not hard. The one other area that you get pushback from, first of all, is all the people who are invested in DC and maybe even state by state in the replacement idea of bringing illegals here so that they can vote for them, so that they always stay in office. That's simple. But the other pushback you get against having an ID and making sure you are who you are from the good old US of A are white liberals saying, and this is what I sent to you, JP, white liberals saying a certain thing. Can you just play 30 seconds of this clip?
Yeah, let
Because
me get it ready
this
real
is
quick.
eye-opening. Even CNN was shocked by this. It's awesome.
Let me cue it up real quick. Go
Okay.
on, keep
Wait,
talking.
tell me. I don't know what you're talking about.
So there's a certain group of Americans who say, well, you'll hear on the clip. These certain groups of people are disenfranchised by having to produce an ID in order to vote. They don't know how to get an ID. And they're just, we shouldn't require ID at all. We just shouldn't. Like, no, we don't need to do it.
Well, before we get to that, I just wonder what country. Somebody please write in. Somebody send me a letter
Send us an email.
and tell me what country that I could go to right now as an American citizen and vote in their elections.
Oh,
Like,
that's right.
Could
None.
I go to Italy and vote in their elections? Could I go to Palestine?
Palestine's not a country. I'm just messing.
Well, could
Unless
I,
you go to
could I-
Palestine, Illinois.
well,
Could you go to China?
Could
Could
I
you
go
go
to
to
China?
Russia? Korea?
could I?
Taiwan.
I was trying to think of like what's one country all the leftists love.
Iran?
Uzbekistan.
Yeah, could I go to Saudi Arabia and vote? You know,
UAE.
yeah. There's no
No.
way.
No.
What are they racist and bigoted and xenophobic and I mean, what else do we call? Like what are we for wanting voters to have citizenship?
Racist. That's the main
That's
one.
it.
We're
Yeah,
horrible
because
people.
it's the there's a term like racism by low expectations.
Yes.
Because the left is they're the ones being racist by low expectations because they say, well, you can't expect African Americans to be able to get a valid ID. Have y'all seen those videos of the man on the streets where they go to like Bronx?
That's what you're about to play.
Oh, is it? Okay, good. All right.
This is the white people expressing their opinion in NYC about Black people getting.
Oh wait, sorry. You put okay. I was expecting the CNN clip. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, just play 30 seconds of it.
Of the CNN clip of the graphs of like percentages of Americans.
Do you have the man on the street?
No, I pulled up the other one.
Okay, I'm
Let's get it
sorry.
up real quick. You're
My
good.
bad. So yes, so that's one of the ones that I have, and I have the CNN clip, which is hilarious. And I'll go ahead and I'm not going to tell you, but why is it that it's white liberals? I'm sorry if this is you. That, as Rush Limbaugh said, often live out the soft bigotry of low expectations. Right? I mean, that's what they really think. And that's bigoted.
They can't do this without the help of white people intervening. They're just not capable. We have to save them all.
We really do.
I gotta start punching white people.
Well, let me tell you something. The people in the Bronx are like, yeah, I got an ID. And they go person by person. We don't have time to play the whole clip, just the beginning, because it makes me laugh. It's so ridiculous.
I don't think you sent me that one.
I'd be so upset if somebody was like, Allison, she's not very capable because she's a female and she's from East Tennessee and she has blonde hair and she's a heifer and she's a rich little white girl and she just can't do it.
I mean, it's the dumbest thing you've ever heard.
I would be so offended by that. I mean, at least give me a shot. At least, even if you think I'm not capable, at least fake it. Give me a chance.
Well, here's the other part of that. And so the clip that is floating out of their land in the interwebs is a clip of a person, man on the street that JP was referring to, going with white people first in New York City, asking about voter ID for Blacks. Oh, I don't think that they're able to get an ID. Oh, it's really hard for them. They don't, it's racially, injustice.
Do they give a reason why they're saying that?
No, they just say it's really hard. And we're just so racist and the system is racist and blah, 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 blah. Over and over again. So the same guy goes to the Bronx and he's like, hey, what do you think about voter ID? Every single one of the people he interviewed are like, yeah, I got an ID. What about it? Do you like voter ID? We love voter ID. Who says we don't like voter ID? It is an amazing clip. Over 70% of African Americans, or just Black human beings, are for voter ID. 70%. So when we reverse it and we say that whites are like, well, they can't get one. The other part of that conversation is not just the virtue signaling. Isn't there also an underbelly of arrogance that goes along with the assumption that somebody can't do it because you're not helping them do it?
Yeah.
Like, that's the part that they come across as sweet and caring and concerned. And you're like, really?
But you're basically saying they're too dumb.
Yes. It's unbelievably arrogant. So I think if we ever did man on the street interviews, JP, that we should also then, when they say dumb stuff like that, you,
yeah,
in your wig and however you're going to dress up, laugh at them in their face when they say things like that, because it's unbelievable to me. They really and truly believe this way.
I've actually been called racist for talking about this exact clip before on the radio.
Wait, the one we're talking about?
Which I may have found it. I think
because you're a whiz, JP.
Yeah, but
you're a genius.
I've talked about this clip before having this conversation, and I've been called racist for talking about it.
Well, let's just do it.
Here's the clip. I believe this is the right clip. So this is what Amy Beth was talking about.
Here in East Harlem to ask Black people their thoughts on what you just heard. Do you have ID normally? You carry ID around?
Yes, I have state ID.
Do you carry ID?
Yes, I do.
Do you know any Black person who doesn't carry ID?
No. Everyone that I know has an ID. Why would they think we don't have ID?
That's a lie. Why would they say that?
Do you have ID?
Yes.
Because I have my ID and my friends have their ID, so we know what we need to carry around.
Everybody that I know have ID. That's one of the things you need to walk around with New York with. ID.
Do you know any black adult who does not have ID?
No, I don't.
Is it a weird thing to even say that?
Yes, it is.
What is this? Some type of trick candy camera?
I know, right? That's the only thing I brought with me.
Those are legit IDs. I heard a lot also that black people can't figure out how to get to the DMV.
Really?
What does that say to you?
I know it's that. It's on 25th Street.
Do you know where the DMV is around you?
It's on 125th Street and 3rd Avenue, I believe.
You know how to get there?
Yeah.
Would you have a problem getting there if you had to get there?
No.
I know these sound like silly questions. You know how to get to the DMV?
Of course.
You know where it is?
Yes.
You can get there?
Uh-huh.
No problem.
No problem.
Just checking.
Okay.
And I also heard a lot that black people, especially poor black people, have no access to the internet, can't figure out how to use the internet.
That's just stupidity.
So
I love it.
Yeah, people are stupid. Like, and I bet I didn't see the beginning of it, Abs. I guess you saw the beginning of it, but it's got to be like all the NYU and Brown University.
Actually, you're exactly right. That's exactly where that park is near
Yeah.
NYU. That's exactly where they were.
Oh, and they're all like, my Harvard education tells me that black people can't do this, so we must save them and protect them from themselves.
Oh dear. I was
Well-
having a deep thought, but I'm going to save that.
The Democratic leadership, I think the brainwashed and the liberals may genuinely think that, but the Chuck Schumers and the Nancy Pelosi's, they know that's not true. Their intentions are malicious. They want to
Amen.
flood in the nation with immigrants and have it to where they don't have to be a U.S. citizen to vote, because then they become their constituents and they can just keep winning elections. That is the real reason behind it. But the brainwashing to like the Harvard liberals is that African Americans are discriminated against because it's this percent much harder for African Americans to get a voter ID, and then they believe it. But the ones who are doing the narratives and constructing the narratives, they know that's not true. Their intentions are to just keep winning elections and flooding in with immigrants. That's what they want.
Which is why we exist every day, to ice out ignorance.
I like that. I've never seen JP do his hands like that before.
He did. You were like, Roboto, Misto, Roboto, Domo, Domo.
Some good emphasis.
It's good.
We have a Save Act update maybe on the other side.
Where
we are.
Okay.
Pretty
is
sure
not gonna
all
be
the
good.
Republicans folded.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. I think it's a good conversation. On
Yeah.
that.
It's just, we're already in trouble. Let's just keep going. We'll be back.
Welcome back to Rightside. I'm Amy Beth with Allison and JP. We are discussing what just happened in DC. It matters to us because we want people, quite simply, to have an ID in order to vote. It's stupid simple. And yet our representatives have decided, no, we're not going to do that. So, guys, what do you think about the latest? I don't even know how to describe. They're not even cookies that crumble. Cookie is too nice of a word to describe our leadership. Like, what are we doing here? And what can we do about their lack of being concerned about what concerns us?
I have a theory on what just went down.
Okay.
So Republicans were all gung-ho. We're not giving in. Gunther Eagleman 3 hours ago said Representative John Rose, a Republican from Tennessee, drops a hard no on advancing the government funding bill after Senate Leader Thune backtracked on his promise to bring the SAVE Act to the floor. He said House Republicans must hold the line and refuse to fold on something as fundamental as election integrity. Okay. At that point, just him and Massey were the two no votes on the floor. Turns out we only had one no vote from Republicans, and that was Massey in the end. So Rose got flipped. Here's my thought. Republicans, we're going to stand firm and we're going to hold the line and we're not passing this without it. Oh, crap. President Trump wants us to pass this. Oh, crap. We're about to shut down the government, and that'll be bad for midterms. So, y'all, and I could be wrong. This is just how my brain works. Hey, let's say it'll give us a pass because then, hey, somebody runs across the hall to Senator Thune.
Good sound effect.
Yeah.
That was great.
And they're like, hey, look. You just say you're going to bring up the SAVE Act. You're going to kill the zombie filibuster. You're going to let the Senate vote on it separately so we can still say we're going to pass it. And you'll get credit for trying, but then it's not going to work. And you'll be like, well, I tried. And the Republicans will be like, yeah, and we tried too. We had this whole plan, but then it just didn't work out in the Senate. And then everybody's off the hook.
Right.
Everybody is like, well, we tried. We had to say, like you listen to Mike Johnson. I think in that clip in the beginning, he's like, there's really good funding for TSA. Nobody wants to miss their flights to the Bahamas. There's funding in there for DHS or whatever it is. Nobody wants to defund whatever. So it's all a game.
Oh, yeah.
It's all a game. And at the end, it's us that get screwed every time.
Well, they probably got some pork too, which they openly said, if y'all remember, I remember this in the big, beautiful bill when there was the debates in the Senate to get it passed, and there were some people like Murkowski, and I think Josh Hawley was even one of them, and they literally said, I had a talk with JD Vance and he promised some stuff that could come to my state, if I vote for this, he'll make sure, pretty much saying I got promised some pork to pass this. I think that we're going to see the same thing here because that's Republican politics, but I'm just so sick of it all boils down to Thune not being willing to nuke the filibuster for this and get the SAVE Act passed. Because I understand their argument's going to be, well, we have to break cloture in the Senate with 60 votes, and that means we need, like 7, I believe, Democrats to vote with us, and they're not going to vote for the SAVE Act. You find a freaking way. You nuke the filibuster for this bill, and you get it done. But that is just the typical Republicans of playing by the rules. The Democrats don't play by the rules. Nancy Pelosi's the one that invented the reconciliation bill where you just jam all you can into one bill and you don't need the filibuster. Republicans lack that passion and that get after it to do stuff like that. And it's so frustrating over something that is so simple, just requiring people to be an American citizen to vote in elections. This is what drives me nuts with Republicans. So I understand what they're going to say. Well, we needed Democrats always find a way. Republicans play by the rules, and we lose. That's why we lose.
We need a strategy session with people who have a backbone. I don't know who those people are because they're never going to pass this.
No,
this is never going to get passed.
It's not going to happen. which is just bizarre to say. Almost as weird to talk about the Epstein stuff yesterday. You're like, what world are we living in? I can't compare those two. The Epstein stuff. I went home last night. I was like, holy cow, I can't believe what we talked about on air. It's so
weird and gross.
So,
and yet probably some of those people up there are just as every bit as the people in the files. And so they care way more about having fun and having power and prestige and stock trading and making their money. But they do not care if they screw us every day. They don't care.
It's like Tim Burchett saying, they don't care about you. They're just going to be up at the Capitol Hill Club drinking wine later tonight.
Having a good time.
Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's far away. The Capitol Hill Club's right across the street, and they all go there, and Republicans and Democrats will be laughing at us tonight at the Capitol Hill Club.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
No, we ain't. We'll be back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I am Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. We are happy to be joined by Matt Gentry, who is the Coleman County Sheriff.
Yes.
Running for Public Service Commission District 1. And yes, we will talk about what the Public Service Commission does, but there are so many things that we've already discovered we're going to need to ask him about. So I don't even know, let's get this first. Tell us about yourself and why you've decided to run. And then we're going to get into all the other things after that.
Oh, sounds great. So I've had a great career in law enforcement. I'm going on my 27th year in law enforcement. I'm on my 12th year as sheriff of Coleman County. And so in 2024, in August, I made an announcement that I was going to retire. So all the citizens came to me and they were like, Sheriff, you can't retire. You know, you've been in public service all your life. You've been a United States Marine. You've been our deputy. Now you've been our sheriff for the last 12 years. And so I started thinking about public service because they said, what are you going to do? You've been in public service all your life. And I thought about the way I was raised. My granddaddy was a farmer, raised sweet potatoes, cattle. My dad's a forester by trade, went to work for Drummond Coal Company in 1978, did all the reclamation. He actually built a golf course for Drummond called Old Overton Club at Liberty Park. And so my dad built that.
No way.
Oh, yeah. And
that's my husband's favorite course ever.
Well, you need to let him meet my dad and talk. He can tell him every inch of that place.
Very cool.
And so I started looking at the Public Service Commission. It's a position that no one knows anything about.
It's true.
But it touches every citizen in Alabama. When you're talking about regulating Alabama Power, you're talking about regulating trucking companies, railroad, natural gas, fiber, broadband, the Porter-Mobile, Uber, taxi. I mean, there's just a lot of things that it does, and it affects us all.
So sorry, Allison.
No.
I just have it touches so much of our lives that we don't even realize. Why are our power bills so high in Alabama?
Well, and let me just say this, and it's kind of the elephant in the room.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you talking about, Senator Britt's come out, we're the third highest in the Southeast with our power bills, but it really falls back to the Public Service Commissioner. They're the ones that vote for the increases. They're the ones that say we're going to make it higher, and that's what we're seeing. We've not seen a lot of accountability the last several years.
Okay.
And I think that's one thing that you have to have in government is accountability.
So that when we were talking about you coming on, I said, I'm so glad because I have no clue really, like something with power and maybe some utility lines and I don't know, trains. But when I think of the Public Service Commission, and don't be offended by this, I think you'll agree, I think of corruption.
Sure.
And which is saying a lot because a lot in Alabama is corrupt. But for some reason, those positions just in my head are compromised in a lot of ways.
Sure.
How will you be different? Like how do you not give in to the lobbyists and the Alabama powers that want to court you and, get you to do their bidding and things like that, which is from the outside. I'm not saying that's happening, but that's what it looks like.
Well, that's when you hear, that's exactly what you hear. So from the word go, I'm very hard-headed. I'll just go ahead and tell you that I'm very hard-headed. And I've dealt with a lot of regulatory issues as a sheriff. I mean, I have 170 employees. I run a jail with 430 inmates a day in it. I got to be the sheriff of Alabama that got sued over cashless bail. And I had a federal judge put an injunction on me. I fought it for 5 years all the way to the 11th Circuit. We won. They kicked it up to the U.S. Supreme Court. They upheld the 11th Circuit. We won. I got on the news and said, if a bunch of liberal attorneys want to sue me. I don't care because I'm hard-headed and we'll fight you. But I mean, I'm sorry. That's just the nature of the beast.
Either literally or figuratively. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
It don't matter. So, but I did not realize the magnitude of that until I was speaking in Mobile about it. And they said if we had lost that case in Coleman, Alabama, we would have changed bail across the whole U.S. Then I got a little bit nervous and was like, "Ooh, I'm glad I'm hard-headed." But when you think about corruption, so from the day that we announced our campaign, I've had a great career in law enforcement, 27 years. I've stood a line on things that I believe for a long time. And the Public Service Commission is no different. When you go and most people don't know, but you can get on the internet and you can search Secretary of State and you can look up where money comes from. 97% of my money comes from small businesses and individuals. And I've been able to raise over 400, right at close to 450,000.
Wow.
And that's been a great blessing. People's come out left and right to support me, whether it's $50 or $5,000. I mean, we just had a great campaign, but at the end of the day, and I don't mean to sound terrible when I say this, but I don't need them. If I want to go hunting, I go hunting. If I want to go play golf, I go play golf. If I want to go out to eat, I go out to eat. I don't need somebody to buy my meal, and I don't need somebody to go pay for me to go play golf. Those are things I do now. And so, I've got a great family. I've got 2 boys, my wife, and we've got a great life. So I say all that to say I'm in a position where I don't need people to do those things for me. I'm in a position that if you look at the candidates, I've been very blessed. I mean, since we announced, and again, we're running against an incumbent. We got the Alpha, we got the Farmers Federation endorsement. We got Forestry's endorsement. I got Petroleum Convenience Market. It's not come out yet, so I'm bringing it out. But I got the call last week. I got Manufacturer Alabama.
Oh, that's great.
And so I've just been real blessed in the campaign, and I think people want transparency and change.
They want it to be exactly as you've described. This cannot be the best job you've ever had, and it cannot be something that you're overawed with. And here are all these things that are made available to you, and you can't help human nature to go, oh yes, I will go to dinner with you. Oh yes, I will take that trip. You've already been there, done that. So if you get elected, what will your priorities be?
Well, number one, being a voice for Alabama. We do need to keep, liberal woke regulations from coming down into Alabama, because it will hurt us. You need someone that's willing to stand the line and say no. I had a question I asked, or an analogy says, well, and I'll just use the biggest animal in the room, Alabama Power, because you see it in the media. That's what everybody talks about. But really, I look at it completely different. It's the job of the Public Service Commission to bring balance. Again, Alabama Power is a company that provides jobs and economic stability. It's their job to bring balance, to make sure our citizens are taken care of and companies are taken care of.
Right.
So I look at it like, if my kids, my boys, if they come to me and say, Daddy, I need money, and I want to go out, I want to do whatever, so I give them money. And later on, I can't complain about giving them money because it's my fault. So when we look at power rates, when power rates go up, whose fault is it? It's the person's fault that votes to raise those rates, which is the Public Service Commission. And I mean, they're the ones that decide to do that. I mean, and that's their decision. And you've got to be able to stand on your decision. When you make a decision to do something, you can't blame. I've heard in some speeches as we've been, I've been campaigning almost 9 months. Well, we're protecting from, Biden's agenda. Well, number one, Biden's not president anymore. But number two, it takes a public service commissioner to vote to raise those rates. And so you can't blame other people if you do it yourself. It's kind of like me being the sheriff. Good or bad, you're the sheriff and it's your responsibility.
To your point, I think, Alabama Power, they provide a service. They're necessary. They, like you said,
Sure.
They employ a ton of people in the state of Alabama. But what you're saying is you have to find that balance of where the people elect you to represent them.
Yes.
And that's who you should represent. You're not trying to make Alabama Power go bankrupt.
No.
So finding that is really important. I think
Sure.
sometimes historically we haven't seen that.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that stance. Anything else that you can, just like day one, this is really what I want to focus on. I don't know. Did you say train? Go through what else you do.
So they regulate natural gas.
Okay.
So the safety side of
Okay.
natural gas.
Okay.
And then So railroads,
Railroads.
the safety side, like railroad, the crossings, those kind of things, and trucking companies,
Okay.
insurance, and dealing with those things with trucking companies.
All right.
Okay, specifically, do you like for trucking insurance, do you regulate the costs associated or how?
No, you're basically insuring. You're not a trooper, but you're similar to what a trooper do. You ensure that the trucks that are coming up and down the road have insurance, and if they don't, you can suspend their license and make them
Okay.
go to a hearing to reinstate their trucking license.
Do you have anything to do with all the way stations on the side of the road?
No, we don't have anything to do with them.
Okay.
But you do on the insurance side of things.
Okay. All right.
Okay. What about if you don't have a driver's license and you're driving a truck?
Well,
Or is that the sheriff part of you?
well, that can be both.
Okay.
Yeah, we can. I can, as a sheriff, I can handle that, and as public service commissioner, I'll know the sheriffs, and we'll handle it anyway.
Okay,
So
that's
yeah,
that's a good deal. Okay,
Fair.
we've got to take a break, but
Okay.
when we come back, right before we were starting the segment, he said something about deputizing President Trump, and then I looked, and it's like President Trump. You got to tell us about that.
Okay.
I want to hear about your Longhorn cattle.
all right.
And can I buy
your-
one?
Your bull
Yes.
named Jack Daniels, which just makes me laugh. I love it. We'll be back with Matt Gentry, Public Service Commission Place 1 candidate. We'll be back.
Welcome back to Rightside. I'm Amy Beth with Allison and JP, joined by Matt Gentry, who is running for Public Service Commission Place 1. Remember, if you can see, or if you are keyboard warrioring, you can go see a picture of Matt Gentry with President Trump because he deputized him, which is incredible. But we have other questions, and we're going to fit them in. We're going to do it. Allison Sinclair, what's our first question? Because you just leaned over and said maybe we should ask him about this.
Yeah, but I feel like that should be the last question.
You do?
Yeah. Tell me about, was this at the rally in Coleman?
It was in 21.
In 21.
Yep.
I was there in the rain.
Oh, it was good.
It was actually fun. And then I went to Rock the South in an RV that whole weekend after, and was probably ruined your grass up there. I'm sorry. But by the end of it, we were sliding through the mud. How did this happen? You're the only sheriff to deputize
in Alabama. Yes.
Look at that. Such a good picture.
So I got to be the last one to meet him before he went out on the stage. And one of the great things is most people don't see this side of him. I'm waiting. There's probably 100 people in the tent. And one of the staffers comes and says, hey, President, the president's not going to have time to sign anything. We're running late. I hear him yell from behind, if they came here to see me, I will sign everything they have as long as it takes. So I was the last person to get to see him before he went on the stage.
Wow.
So we're talking, and I deputize him. I tell him, welcome to Coleman, the greatest county in the state of Alabama, and making you a deputy sheriff in Coleman County. My first order is for you to go put Nancy Pelosi in jail. And he loved it. And there's a video of me and him, and we just cut up, and he's like, I like this guy. He said, we're good. And I said, see, you can go up there and put her in jail now. You're a deputy sheriff.
Did you have a sword? Is that how that happens?
No, I didn't make him a knight. I just made him a deputy.
So he can arrest Nancy Pelosi anytime,
Yes.
Mr. Trump, anytime.
This was the tent that I was in where I met President Trump and froze. Like literally went speechless. I was probably a few people in front of you, could not talk to the man. And I don't do that. I talk to anybody, but I froze. It sounds like you did much better than me. So I just have a question I want to hear about your Longhorn cattle. Cause for years, we've been doing a radio show together and we always talk about buying cows. I can't ever decide if we want to own them as pets or if we want to eat them.
Sure.
I don't know if you have options for that, but recently, Dean Odle, who's running for lieutenant governor. Well, actually, he recently was kicked off the ballot, but he called Amy Beth and I heifers.
Oh, wow!
So he from the pulpit in his church down in Opelika. Actually, yeah, it is in Opelika.
Yeah, it's Opelika.
Yeah, he was not happy with us. We did a lieutenant governor forum, and then we talked about some of the things that happened the next day. And from the pulpit, he called us heifers, and we couldn't decide if that was a compliment or not because heifers are young and vibrant. And so we thought we'd ask you your opinion on heifers and how you got started on raising cattle.
Well, in Coleman, where I'm from, if a man called a woman a heifer, he might get a broken nose. So I'm just saying, and yes, heifers are young and vibrant and motivated, and I've got some pretty heifers in the pasture. But in Coleman, when you call a lady a heifer, you might get your nose broke.
So should we be offended or not?
I don't know. It depends on if he gets a broke nose or not. So, I mean, that just ain't something you do as a man. But anyway,
yeah,
correct.
Well,
but thank you.
So that's that's not very gentlemanly like. So
I just didn't know if you could tell us anything about heifers, but you were telling us that your bull is named Jack Daniels.
Yes.
How in the world do you get started? You were showing us some pictures. You have like a farm. How many do you have?
So I've got, I was counting them 2 days ago. I've got 36 Corriente Longhorn mama cows and calves.
Okay.
One bull, he's a Corriente. So he's my second bull so far. And he was born December the 30th, 3 years ago now. And when he was born, so I've got a donkey in the pasture, and his name's George Wallace. And I've got one horse left, and that's Jake from State Farm. And so he was under the gate. So he's under the calf's under the gate. Me and my sons going to school. We saved the calf. He's born on a buddy of mine's birthday that owns 5 liquor stores in Coleman. So guess what? I named him Jack Daniels after my buddy that owns the liquor stores.
Well done.
What does under the gate mean?
No, he was stuck. The calf was stuck.
He was
Like he was stuck under the gate.
So
yeah.
What do we do with our steer? What are we doing with our longhorn? Like what are we doing with all these animals?
I sell them, but mainly just look at them. It's a great talking piece. I mean, if you wanted to eat them, you could, but
that just seems so cruel. God gave them all these beautiful horns.
They're huge.
They're beautiful.
They're really pretty. Y'all should see the pictures.
Yeah.
And my bull JD, I mean, he looks like a matador. I mean, narrow hips, broad chest, just he looks
really
like
pretty.
Yeah, he looks like just a Spanish matador.
Y'all need to go. Are you allowed to say the name of your farm that you have?
Well, it's GF4. So Gentry 4 Farm. So there's 4 of us, me, my wife, my boys. So
okay.
GF4.
Okay, and the music's playing. You can't hear it. Matt Gentry 4 FORPSC.com. If people want to hear and find out more about you.
Yes, and we're on Facebook. You can follow me on Facebook. I'm always posting where we're going, what we're doing. So would love to have everyone's support and your vote and see what we're going to do to bring change and transparency to the Public Service Commission.
Well, thank you for being here today. You're welcome anytime. Actually, really fun and interesting. This is good. And now I know Public Service Commission, you do railroads too. Had no idea. We got to go to break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed our interview with Matt Gentry, who is running for Public Service Commission Place 1. Also, did y'all learn as much as we did about public service commissions, like what they do? Or no, you knew it because we didn't. I had no idea the all the things that they took care of. So that was great fun and quite interesting. And now Allison and I really have to wrestle with whether or not we want a cow. You know, you don't know if you're going to need one.
As I was listening to him, I was like, he with all he's done, and we didn't get into the Marine Corps, we didn't get into some of the other things. I'm like, he's like the most interesting man in Alabama. He seems like he's done a lot.
He's got a great radio voice.
Yes.
And
if
I
it
bet
doesn't work out, Matt.
He's got to have so many stories.
Yeah, he's great.
Funny. But I like someone that will, like that's the first time I've met him, but I knew as soon as he walked in, you're going to get a straight answer. You might not like it, which I liked what he had to say, but I appreciate someone that can just go in and be honest. And
I love that it will not be his best job.
Yeah.
Enough of that. That's what's happening and what's wrong in DC and Montgomery. He doesn't need it. We need more people like him to run for office. JP, we haven't had a chance yet today because we've had to talk about so many issues. Could you please share text with us?
Yep. If y'all want to let us know your thoughts during the show, the number to text in is 833-687-4448 or 833-68-RIGHT. That's RIGHT, right? Tony from Elkmont, we started the show talking about cute aggression and how you get aggressive when you think something's cute.
This puppy's so cute.
Tony from Elkmont says, quote, cute aggression. Now I understand my love for squirrel hunting. Laughing emoji.
I love him so much you shoot him.
Okay. Just go with it.
Amy Beth, you were talking about skillet cookies.
Yes.
And Stephen from Athens says, please forgive my ignorance, but what is a skillet cookie?
Oh, Stephen from Athens. I'm glad you asked. So you probably have a cast iron skillet, and at one of the restaurants here, well, it's actually statewide, Urban Cookhouse, at the end of their delicious meal, you can ask for a skillet cookie, and it is a chocolate chip cookie baked in the cast iron, and it is covered with melty vanilla ice cream.
No.
So if you're on a date with your spouse, yes, JP, there's one not far. We need to have our next meeting at Urban.
It's for free?
No.
You just ask them for it?
No, it's on the menu.
Oh.
And you order it after your delicious meal. And you have to order it while you place your order because it takes a minute for it to cook and it comes out piping hot. And the ice cream is melting. Chris and I have gotten in fork fights over these because you can eat the whole thing yourself if you're a dude and only if you're a lady and you've starved, because it's a lot of food. Go to Urban Cookhouse. I don't care. Their sandwiches are good. Get a skillet cookie. Get it today.
Is getting fired up and very aggressive about this cookie.
Cute aggressive.
I might have to go during the break to Urban Cookhouse.
Go.
Steven from Athens also says, if you love rice, maybe you should try the Somalian dish, bananas and rice. I'll await your report with the looking up emoji.
I'll get right on that.
I think bananas and rice actually sounds good.
Really?
I mean, it won't be bad, but imagine that is your
main
Is that
dish.
their staple?
Yes.
Do they add any seasoning to it?
I think you need some pork in there.
Now you throw some pork in and I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I think some pork, like teriyaki pork. I don't think that's Somalian. Now I'm mixing cultures.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Is there such thing as teriyaki pork? Yeah, you can
just put teriyaki on pork.
Yeah, with some the sweet of the banana. I don't know.
We should try that.
Maybe we shall try it.
Okay.
Mike from Florence says, I learned about cooked sushi when my son told me he took my granddaughter, a toddler at the time, to eat sushi. I about blew a gasket thinking she was eating raw anything. Hemochromatosis? Hemochromatosis runs in our family and makes us more susceptible to bacteria. Google saved my son's life that day.
What's a hemochromatosis?
That's a great question.
It's a thing. I have no idea. I just know that I've heard Chris say
So if you
hemochromatosis.
It's a condition causing the body to absorb excessive iron, storing it in organs like the liver, heart, and pancreas.
Oh, that is no good.
Which can lead to organ failure if untreated.
Oof.
What does that have to do with sushi?
Uncooked
there's a lot of
sushi's got iron in it
Why?
because it's not cooked. It's raw, so it's got a lot of
I didn't know.
iron.
So when you cook it, the iron comes out?
Yeah, it's a little less.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it just is it like that with any uncooked something?
But I assume
don't
if it's
know.
raw, it's probably got a lot of
I-
the iron from the blood that's in the raw meat. I would assume.
Oh, that's good thinking right
Thanks,
there.
JP,
That's
for
good
teaching
thinking.
us about the big F little E.
That's good. I forgot that is iron. I was like, what are you talking about? Oh yeah. Mike Fluency also said, you can get an in-state fishing license in Mississippi with a utility bill. It adds up. But then he also said, can any of you vote in the BET Awards? Laughing emoji.
Huh.
Amy Beth can get half a vote.
Yeah, I can get like just a little bitty of a
Yeah, you get half a vote. Grace from Madison says, even in Iraq, you had to show your ID and inked fingers to vote. Phil actually talked about the inked fingers because he was part of the group that established democracy in
What?
Iraq.
I
But
am for an inked finger.
What are
you
you
vote-
talking about? I don't know what inked fingers are.
After you vote, you stick your finger in a thing of ink and it stays on your finger to show you have voted.
Oh, I
and you
didn't know about
can't,
that.
can't vote
vote
twice.
again.
And it's to
So simple.
send these
so
white
profound.
people to Afghanistan for a week and see if they can last.
Whoever said that, yes.
But it's stuff like that where we're America and Iraq is intuitive enough to come up with stuff like that to prevent voter ID or prevent voter fraud. And we're still fighting over if you should be a citizen to be able to vote.
Javier Millet,
Yeah.
same thing. It's not hard. We don't do it because we don't want to do it.
Yeah. Bama Grant from Huntsville says sort of the same thing. They say in Brazil, you have to use a thumbprint on your ballot. This ensures that there are no duplicate votes and can confirm your identity if it came down to it.
And we're like the beacon of
Right.
We are so thinking the same
all
way.
things and
We
the
are
world.
awesome. Look at us. Look at us.
Do you know, I wonder what the international world, imagine if you just see what's happening, you just get glimpses of America right now. They have to be laughing at us.
Well, then also we can just kidnap your leader in the middle of the night. So there's also the part like, oh, they're still America. But stuff like this, I'm sure
Yeah.
they're like,
Well, just all that's happening in Minneapolis, and we just look like a bunch of buffoons.
We do. Except right now, I do feel less bad because there are several countries that look like giant buffoons, you know, with their immigration in regards to like thinking of England.
Yep.
I'm thinking of Germany. I'm thinking of Italy. I'm thinking of France, where Muslim gangs are overrunning cities. They've had to cancel Christmas markets. So they have problems of their own, but they all relate to not being grounded in reality as far as immigrants are concerned. Theirs is for a different reason. Ours is because we want them to vote. It's pathetic. And you're right, though. Anybody who's from the same country is like, what is wrong? Like Poland, where no immigration is allowed.
it's funny how that works.
It's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Crazy.
Why aren't they protesting in Poland?
Because they're happy and they have good leadership.
They do. Have you ever heard Poland's like president talk about this? About
Yes, I have.
it's like, I mean, he's just so frank and honest. Of look what the Muslim terrorists have done to every other nation. Why would we allow them to come to Poland and do the same? And if you try to call him Islamophobic or anything, he's just like, fine, call me Islamophobic. We'll have a safe nation. You know, like
Yep.
he just does not care. So you
is that
can't
where
just do
we're
it.
going?
Uh,
Where are we going when all this gets really bad?
There.
Poland. Yeah.
We're
they're up there.
going to Poland.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to, we can't even really go to Italy anymore.
No.
To Rada and Chianti. We can't go there because they've got their own gangs that are going through cities right now. Now, I have hope. I have more hope because of who's in charge. She is a great, Georgia Maloney is a great leader. However, unfettered immigration, even there, is causing problems. So I say we go to Poland. Chris has relatives there that are missionaries. We can go ahead and just ask them if we could come bunk with them. maybe work on getting immigrant status now so they'll actually let us in.
Okay.
Can I just say, we went to Europe last summer. We spent the first half of the week in France, second half of the week in Italy. I loved Paris. We stayed in Paris. Paris was
I did
awesome.
too.
Like the city, like the history and everything in Paris was so cool. You can notice the migrant problem. Like it doesn't
It's
look
terrifying.
It doesn't like there was just moments where, we were walking or going from place to place, and I would just, take a moment and just kind of observe around me. And I was like, if somebody who lived in France, even like 50 years ago, they would think their country got invaded. And it's just like, because you go and you go to the tomb of Napoleon, and you go to the Louvre, and you look at the history of France, and then you go outside and you're like, what would the people who in there would think about? I don't know. You just visibly can know. It wasn't as bad in Italy. We were in Rome, but I remember in Paris, I was like, okay, I see what it's noticeable.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
And it's so sad because it's such a beautiful place. We got Charles the First on the text line.
Oh, hey, Charles.
He says, is Matt Gentry concerned? Well, he's not here, so we'll just have to talk about it without him. He says, is Matt Gentry concerned about the campaign tactics of Jeremy Odin? Odin's run against Jim Bonner is an example of his campaign style. Y'all know what he's talking about.
I don't, but you know what? I think we made friends with him enough that we could ask him.
Toten Odin is all I know about Jeremy Odin.
I'm having flashbacks to commercials.
Yeah.
Great thoughts from our friends in Listenerland today.
Chris from Rogersville says you also had to do in-person voting in Iraq at that time.
I mean, it's really not that hard. So who can run on that? Like if somebody were to run on literally fixing our voting situation in Alabama and also be very honest about the way things actually stand as told to us by Dr. Who was with us last week?
Frank?
Dr. Douglas Frank.
Dr. Frank, if you were to say paper ballots, in-person voting, you got to ink your thumb or your first finger. You have to count them on the same day. And let's see what, you have to show an ID.
Mm-hmm.
This says America with your name on it. Can you imagine?
It's just so simple, but yet they don't want to do it.
No, they don't want to.
We'll wrap up a couple more texts here before we go to break. Let's see. We got Patrick from Decatur. If you're called a heifer in East Tennessee, it's an insult, but apparently in Coleman, Alabama, it's a compliment. And he also said, on a serious note, there are around 195 countries in the world. About 170 of them have a constitution based on the U.S. Constitution, and almost all of those countries require an ID to be able to vote in elections.
Yeah,
So then are we left with the conclusion that the people that we elected are just not interested in any of that?
Yeah. I mean, they're anti-American.
Yeah. At this point.
Yeah.
And so why? Money, power, fame, prestige. They really want the replacement theory to actually happen because we're watching it. Like, I know we got to go to a break. Think about that. Why? Because I think we're all asking, like, why would you fold, Republicans? Why would you do that to us if what we've just talked about is true? Why would you leave us in the lurch?
Well, you're not going to like my answer.
Well, that's why I asked.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I want it.
Okay. We'll be back with all of our answers on the other side.
Hey, welcome back to Rightside. We are wrapping up the 3 o'clock hour, but not before we get our thoughts on why our leaders insist on turning their back on us every time. Why? Allison, you said we won't like your answer, but maybe we'll love it.
Well, my immediate answer for the instance of the SAVE Act is because Donald Trump told them to. I really think that's what happened. And I don't know how to interpret that. Because if anybody cares about election integrity or should, it's Donald Trump. Now, I get these votes are hard. Yeah, but these votes are hard. I get it's nuanced and complex and you have to keep things running. But at some point, you have to be willing to make the hard sacrifices. And I don't know why Donald Trump asked them not to at this point. This was the closest I feel like we've ever gotten.
Mm-hmm.
I know why.
Why?
Optics for the midterms. You don't want another government shutdown. That's the main one.
So are you guys of the belief that they're going to come back and handle this? Or is this dead?
I don't think they're going to bring up the SAVE Act on its own to vote on it. I just don't think they have the gumballs to do that.
I mean, there's a chance the Senate could do it, but it sounds like they're not going to. Even after they said they would, which is very unfortunate. But it seems like one of those times where Donald Trump said, everybody stand down, and they did. Because I know there were a lot of people that were very passionate about this, especially in the House. And they all voted to pass this bill. So the bigger reason as to why, outside of preventing a government shutdown, why would you not want to have voter? I mean, just because they're all the uniparty and they all need their ways to manipulate elections, both sides. And I'm not even just saying the left, but both sides. I don't know where else you can land besides there.
Yeah. By the way, we got a little bit of time. I saw this clip earlier and doing some research for the show just on the SAVE Act and the government shutdown and stuff. I don't know how old exactly this clip is, but this is Chuck Schumer talking about this exact thing about how he wants illegals in America and his reasoning why.
That's not very old.
Here it is.
Workers, we have a population that is not reproducing it on its own with the same level that it used to. The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
So pretty much just saying to replace Americans. So I think that is the macro reasoning. As for this specific instance with the SAVE Act, and I think surface level reasoning is like what I said earlier, that Thune does not have the go and you nuke the filibuster for this because the SAVE Act means just that much to him. Clearly, it doesn't mean that much to him to change the rules to get it passed. And on a macro uniparty, why is voter secure or election security such a hard thing to get done? I think a lot of people know that their constituents are based with a lot of illegals, and that's on both sides, like I said. So I think it's a power trip. They know that if they're gone, then they're all of a sudden their power is now threatened. But like I said, Chuck Schumer himself said the main reasoning to replace Americans who aren't reproducing enough. So that also I think Social Security doesn't go bankrupt, and we can have people feeding into it constantly. But I think that's the surface level and the deeper macro level.
Yep.
When he said we aren't reproducing on our own enough, I thought, yeah, we are, but you're murdering all your babies in utero.
Yep.
Okay.
Sure.
Gotcha, Chuck. The other thing that struck me was he wants to legalize all these illegal aliens, which just is another reminder, be careful when you're talking about this. Scott Beeson always talked about it. Don't say we're here for legal immigration, because what they're going to do is just make all these people legal, and then you have no argument.
That's right.
All right, we'll be back.
So I want to remind you, Inspire Advisors is one of our sponsors, and they are doing amazing work. Look, I know this audience. You're the kind of folks who believe in standing up for your principles. You're good stewards of what you have for resources. What if the companies you are investing in, though, don't reflect your values at all? Well, that's why you need to meet Paul Breyer and his team at Inspire Advisors. Inspire Advisors, experts in the field of biblically responsible investing. Look, they can help you grow your bottom line while also being proud of what companies you invest in. Inspire Advisors, you got to check them out. Here's their website, www.moneypatternwealth.com. That's Inspire Advisors, www.moneypatternwealth.com, and tell them you heard about it on Rightside Radio.
part. Hi. How are you? It's Amy Beth with Allison and JP, and I can't really move a lot because I have rolled over my cord.
Here, let me help you. You keep talking.
It's fine. No, it's on
No. It's
the
like the wheel is over
is-
the cord.
I'll take care of it.
It's
Take care of
fine.
you. Hold on.
So anyway, it's fine. So we are circling back really quickly to a couple of things coming out of Montgomery. And one of which is the steering committee update. Thank you, Mrs. Sinclair.
You're welcome.
The steering committee update. Look, this is really boring, but it has to do with who can run for office and why. And there are procedures in place ensuring that the people who are running are able to run. And if you want to challenge it, you can challenge it. That makes sure that it's free and fair. So Tommy Tuberville and John Wall are on the ballot. Everything is fine. I don't know what's going to happen after that. Allison Sinclair?
What steering committee are you talking about?
I am talking about the Alabama Republican Party, the ALGOP. Excuse me, I got choked up on it. The Republican Party Steering Committee.
I feel like we need a timeout. Like, can you take a timeout on air?
Yeah, you can take a timeout.
Full timeout.
Like, JP, I don't know what's happening over there.
Sorry.
Okay. I have no update on the steering committee. I don't know if y'all were thinking I had something.
No.
Well-
Just it's a whole thing. It's out there. They were approved. They're running. If anything else comes out of it, we'll let you know. How about that? That's fair.
Well, okay.
How about that?
Here's my question on it. We don't have to go long on it, and I briefly mentioned it yesterday, but we didn't really go into it. Just because Tuberville was deemed to be on the ballot doesn't necessarily mean this is over, because somebody can challenge it in court, which I'm kind of surprised like Doug Jones hasn't already. Maybe he was waiting for him to get on the GOP ballot first and wants to wait as long as possible to like really, because if he thinks he's going to win, then he'll probably sit on it for a little bit so that it'll be harder to find the opponent to go against him. But I don't know. I'm just a little bit concerned because I think the reasoning for why Tuberville is on the ballot from the ALGOP side, and John Wall, when he was the chairman, said this many times about how it was not clear in the rule about 7 years straight you have to live in the state as governor, that he lived many years while he was the Auburn coach, and now after he moved back to be a senator. For some reason, I feel like that he better be right, okay? Because that is, if you're going to argue that the law is that vague and it doesn't specifically say 7 continuous years, I feel like that's a big gamble to take. Am I wrong in saying that? And I want Tuberville to be governor. Let me just say that. But I don't know. The fact that it was a unanimous vote in the steering committee to approve, put him on the ballot, I don't know. I'm worried that it's going to go to court, and John Wall and the AOGOP better be right about Tuberville's residency.
I do have two things to say about that. The first is this first vote of the steering committee was a vote. It was kind of a procedural vote. It wasn't a vote of, well, it kind of is, but it's a vote on whether or not to take that challenge or, not conviction, that accusation.
It's challenges.
Challenge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually to a hearing.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't a hearing. It was that preliminary, I don't know. Where's Phil when you need him? Like
Procedural.
Yeah. Well, what is it when you see all the evidence beforehand and you're like, there's insufficient evidence, so we're not even going to take this to a judge.
Yeah.
That's what that was. The steering committee deemed that there wasn't enough evidence against Tommy Tuberville, against John Wall, to take it to the next step, which is an actual hearing. As far as legal court challenges, they are coming, but they won't come until after the primary. They won't come until after May 19th. And I know Ken McFeeters has been all over social media talking about he will probably file something. or maybe they'll choose some random person that we've never heard of. I can't imagine Doug Jones doing it, but I don't know. I get a little nervous because I don't trust judges.
Right. Exactly.
And honestly, if Tommy Tuberville is kicked off the ballot and we have Ken McFeeters and there's one other person that qualified as a Republican, but I can't remember their name. You can help me with that.
That person. I know who you're talking about.
And then we'll have Doug Jones.
We're up a creek.
I don't think there's any way. The rumor was there was a way if somebody, somebody qualified for spot A, if person qualified for spot A, wait. I think that's before. I can't remember. That might be before. I do remember something about this where you could substitute someone in that spot, but this is going to be after the primary, and I don't think you can do it then.
By the way, the other candidate is Will Sanafasky.
Okay. Here's what's annoying.
I'm confusing myself now.
This is what is super annoying to me. And I wonder, friends in listener land, if this is super annoying to you. These challenges are being made by people who they can make the challenges if they want. But we finally have an opportunity to have a governor who will get crap done.
Amen.
And I am so annoyed that if the GOP said on the steering committee, there's not enough evidence, we're done, to carry it on as if somehow somebody else is magically going to become the governor is unrealistic. And I'm just so annoyed that we look on states like Florida. Governor Meemaw is a sweet lady who's been around a long time, and I understand she's not well. Okay. So backing it up, when have we ever had a governor who does anything that we want them to do? Ever. And now we have the chance to have a governor who does what the people want, who's coming home from DC because he recognizes he will have a better shot at reshaping Alabama for the better. Probably calling some people to account naturally just by his presence because he doesn't give a rip. And we have a bunch of cowards in Montgomery who suck their thumbs and stand in the corner and wait to be led around and given their check for obedience. And you're telling me people are going to try to challenge somebody who could really be good? I understand they can do that. That, in my middle age, annoys the fire out of me. I'm sick and tired of being the loser state when it comes to so many issues, not people, so many issues that are no-brainers, like COVID. We're fighting back against freaking ivermectin. It can't even get out of the health committee. Are you serious right now? And this is what we're doing when we come up with somebody that we're like, this is going to be great. Really? Can we not do, this is why we fail, Alabama, right here. This is why we fail.
I don't think that was cute aggression. I think that was just
aggression.
Fired up. Yeah, we obviously so many ways we don't like winning. We don't like leading. This is just a mess. I feel like don't run for Speaker of the House. You always end up in jail. Don't run for governor. There's always some sort of scandal. It just is. We do it to ourselves. I don't know.
Every time.
Kind of over it.
Yeah, it is. She pleasantly says she's over it. She's right. That's a better, it's just, we're over it. We're not serious about wanting to lead. We're not serious about wanting to win. We're not serious. We've never been serious.
But
here's the question though.
Oh,
sorry. I was saying, cause I had a question. in this awful scenario that Tuberville wins the primary and he's kicked off the ballot by some judge, if Doug Jones, I'm going worst case scenario here. Okay. What do you think Will Ainsworth would throw his hat in the ring to be the GOP candidate?
It's too late. You can't.
So after the primary, if he's kicked off the ballot, that Doug Jones is just the candidate, the right, like he's running unopposed essentially. Is that how that works?
Yes.
I mean, you'd either have to. Well, no, I think the next person that got the most.
Doug Jones would win.
No, but the next person that got the most votes on the Republican side would probably move up to be the GOP nominee. So let's say that's Ken McPheeters. Then Doug Jones would be running against Ken McPheeters.
I'm just thinking about like how Kamala Harris got appointed as the Democratic candidate after Biden pulled out, and they just appointed her. Could the GOP just do the same?
Yeah, I thought there was at some point where you could fill in a name if somebody dropped out, like in that spot. But I don't think it's after the primary. I think after the primary, that's done. Wasn't Stan McDonald like on the steering committee? Wasn't he something?
So.
Where is
Could he tell us what's going on?
If he's listening right now, shoot me a text.
Call in and tell us how this works. And I could pull up the bylaws, but that just seems so boring.
I got the bylaws
but
too.
Long story short, we don't want the worst case scenario to happen. And I think we're all saying, do your due diligence. You know, if you really are that confident in Tuberville, like you better be right, and you better have done your due diligence, because if you're just the route of Doug Jones, really, come on, it's Tommy Tuberville, and they're not properly, which I'm not saying that's the case, but if it is the case and they're simply overlooking it, I got a problem with that, and I'd be concerned.
Here's the thing. Would Doug Jones have gotten into this race after he was just demolished by Tommy Tuberville if he didn't think there was a chance?
Yeah, no,
this might not work out.
You're right.
Oh, no. And unfortunately, I get the liberal side of the state on my feed, the Kyle Whitmires, the Josh Moons, and all those people. They are as confident as Tuberville's
coming off.
And when you look at it on paper, it's like, you know, the whole reasoning has been, well, it's a technicality. The law is a bit vague and it's not really clear. Yeah, I don't know. It better be right.
I think that proves to you that how good of a governor Tommy Tuberville could be.
Absolutely.
They are trying everything to get him removed. And I've said it all along. He could be the best governor of Alabama. He could be the worst. I think he has potential, if he does it right, to be the best. And I'm hopeful for that. Because like you said, Abs, he does not give a rip. He's been in Washington for 6 years. He's seen the crap. He's over it. He's almost immune. Did you know there's a Sharia free America caucus now?
Oh,
okay. I need to tell you all about that. But Tommy Tuberville's, I think, like the first senator to join it. It started in the House, but like he just doesn't care. And so if he can surround himself with the right people and hold him to doing conservative things, he could shake up Montgomery in the best way possible. And I think everybody knows that.
Oh, absolutely. Which is why because I agree. Tuberville will do everything that we are wanting a governor to be. That's why I want this so badly to not come up.
Yeah. Agree.
Yep. All right. Let's take a break. When are we going to do the 3? You want to do that at 4:30? Wait, we're running out of time.
4:30 works with me.
But what about story time with Abs?
Oh, yes. Abs. You got to remind us of that.
We'll see. We'll see. Stay tuned, everybody.
We'll be back.
Welcome back to Rightside. I'm Amy Beth with Allison and JP. So because we need more time, we're going to punt story time to tomorrow, where we have Hot Flash News at 4. We're going to do story time at 3. And I got a doozy for you. And I know I told you at the beginning of the show, it would be about the roots of slavery in the United States and lies that we've been told. We're still going to tell that story, and I can't wait to share it with you tomorrow at 3:00. Fair? Is that fair?
That's good.
Fair.
Okay. Before we do the 3 at 4:30, I do have to tell you, y'all probably have seen by now, apparently Jill Biden's ex-husband has been arrested for murder because he murdered his wife.
That's crazy.
So,
y'all don't want to know what just went through my head.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
Do
that
we
was-
ever?
What went through your head?
You don't. No, I can't say it because it was
Not good.
Defamatory.
terrible. No, it just was awful. Like, I surprise myself sometimes.
Oh, same. I'm like, Lord, you saw that.
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I can't say it, but that's horrible. How did he kill her?
Probably. I'm not going to say that either.
You want to go to text?
Yeah, actually, so we actually did get an insightful text to answer a question. Charles I said, if Tuberville is elected and his residency is brought into question, the decision goes to the Alabama legislature. So this is if he wins the election.
Okay.
The decision will then go to the Alabama legislature to find against him, and the governorship goes to whomever was elected lieutenant governor.
Okay, I did know that.
Which in this case would be John Wall.
Thank you, Charles.
More than
Yeah.
more than likely. Just saying. But I wish that was the case. So, like, if Tuberville wins the GOP primary and say, John Wall would win in this scenario, if John Wall won the lieutenant governor primary, I wish they could just promote the lieutenant governor GOP. That's probably not the way it works.
Well, I mean, that's what would happen. I forgot it has to go to the legislature. But Charles I is so smart.
Oh,
so
my
I
word.
believe what he's saying. But that's if he makes it. So there'll be probably a case filed after the primary, let's say in June, but that's before November. So Charles I is saying we get past that court case and he takes office and is sworn in, and then something else comes up.
Well, I guess between the period of him being elected and sworn in, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Charles I might have to clarify that.
He also said that Stacey George is currently attempting to get enough signatures to be placed on the ballot as an independent.
Stacey George.
Okay, there's a
Stacey can
name.
do it. Remember Stacey George can do it. Do you remember that?
No.
That was his slogan. Yep. Okay. We'll get back on the other side with the 3 and some news.
Yes.
Okay. We'll be back.
welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth with Allison and JP. So we're going to do a quick round of the three, sharing news stories that we've saved and want to talk about, or maybe news stories we just found and we want to share it with you. So since JP is still eating lunch.
No, I'm done.
That looked good. What was that?
It's the barbecue chicken. Is it a flatbread or sandwich from Panera?
Yeah, it's a good sandwich.
I mean, you just flatten the sandwich. Just get flatbread.
By the way, we need a sound effect for the three.
We do. What do you think we should use?
I mean, to do one today, we could just do. But long term, we should do like a news intro or something.
I think so. I think we need. Yeah,
I have something in mind.
What's that?
You're not going to know what this is. And
I can't wait. What is it?
Again, who was it? Mike from Florence?
Yes.
You're in my head. You got it. Here's another insight into my head. When you said the three, do you know what? Remember in Greece, the movie?
Yes.
And they're at Rydell High. You don't even know it.
No, I don't.
And they're about to do announcements, and she has the little xylophone. And
Yes.
she's like, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, we need the xylophone
Ooh.
from Greece.
Yeah. Just
Please.
like three of them.
If you just go typing cat,
Yep.
Okay.
you'll find it.
Noted. Tomorrow.
Ding dong.
Is that not weird?
I
Like,
love
how
it.
does your brain, how does my brain come up with that? Like, that's the first thing I thought.
That's a good one.
I haven't thought about the movie Grease in forever.
It's
Never
actually perfect.
Okay, you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
Okay, who's going first?
I went
Who's
first
on
yesterday.
first?
One of y'all two needs to go first. Today.
Okay, I'll go. Have y'all seen? This is the most bizarre story, and it's just unfolding. You know, Savannah Guthrie.
Ah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's on the Today Show.
What's happening now?
Well, her 84-year-old mother went missing. And allegedly, the last time her pacemaker pinged with her phone was Sunday morning. She lives alone in Pima County in Arizona. And it says she was taken from her home in the Catalina foothills against her will with evidence of forced entry, possible blood, and DNA now under lab analysis. Ground and air searches continue amid hundreds of tips and the FBI assistance on her phone data. While an unverified, this is weird, an unverified ransom email demanding Bitcoin was reported to authorities. Family noticed her absence Sunday after she missed church. What?
This is weird.
So, yeah, there was blood found. Her phone is there. She's disappeared. She's gone. And now there's a ransom note for Bitcoin.
Is Pima County Tucson? Isn't it? Catalina Foothills feels like that's Tucson. Never mind. It's a horrible story.
It is.
Yeah, I just think that. So was she? Is Savannah Guthrie involved in something where they're going after her? No. Okay.
No.
I don't know, but I'm like, why that 84-year-old grandma?
No, I think she was definitely. If there was a ransom, I think she was targeted.
Yeah, definitely, because Savannah's very wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
And they know who she is. That's wretched. Oh, we pray her mother. We pray they find answers.
Okay, this gets weirder. Apparently, TMZ received an unverified ransom note today. And so they notified law enforcement. So the family didn't even get the ransom note. TMZ got it.
That's odd. This is weird.
Let's see. Oh. The note mentions specific damage done to the home as well as what clothes she was wearing, which could be used to verify the note's legitimacy. They're demanding several $1 million in Bitcoin.
Oh, boy.
But it just makes you go, I mean, I guess, yeah, because she has money, but there are a lot of people that have money. Like Savannah Guthrie, that's such a random.
Who did she anger?
I don't know.
She seems like such a nice person.
Well, that's just, I don't know anything happened. Abs doesn't either.
Yeah.
So
we don't
come at
know
us,
anything. We're
but
just,
my brain goes, what did Savannah do?
that's awful. Well,
or maybe it was bingo and she never paid up on her bingo debt.
Perhaps.
You know, those gamblers.
It is weird. It's a strange story.
That's a weird story.
It's a sad story. But yeah. And in Bitcoin too. Yeah. It's bizarre. I don't know.
Crazy abs.
Congresswoman, she's not a man, Kat Kamek, which we had a story saved from her today. This is just a bit of about Obamacare. I was shocked. Y'all may be shocked. Maybe you already knew this, but she put it out 2 days ago. Barack Obama Affordable Care Act. Do you know what percentage of Americans are actually on Obamacare? What?
What percentage of it? What is Obamacare at this point?
Well, I mean, it's
Aren't we
Obama's
all on Obamacare?
care.
I mean,
the exchanges so you could find affordable health care, because so many people needed help.
yeah.
apparently.
Okay. Let's go with 34%.
JP?
I'm gonna go 25%.
7%.
We were way high.
Only 7% of Americans are actually on Obamacare.
Well, they make it sound like everybody will die if we get rid of it.
Well,
Right.
listen to this little factoid. 40% of everyone enrolled is fraud. It's fraudulent.
Oh,
Well, that explains it.
so it's really like 4%.
Yeah.
People making $600,000 per year are enrolled. Thought it was not supposed to be for those people. And big insurance companies made, drum roll please, 237% increased profits from the program last year. So, Kat says, now you know why Democrats are fighting for the Affordable Care Act. It has nothing to do with Americans getting health care. Big insurance is making a fortune, and 40% of it is fraud. But big insurance still gets paid for all of it by taxpayers.
It all makes sense now.
My brain goes to Minnesota. And did you remember one of the, it wasn't just daycares that was found as fraudulent. It was one of them too was a Somalian insurance company that was taking place on like the 7th floor of a hotel. And they went to see and nobody was even there. So how much of that stuff is taking place? But that's immediately where my mind goes to when you talk about the fraud and affordable health care. Because it's just a slush fund. That both of them fell out. That's kind of crazy.
I'm gonna go.
Abs.
I'm gonna go
We'll
home.
just leave. It's just time.
It's okay.
All right, JP, we've got time.
So I'm gonna change it up with a sports story here.
What?
What?
Wow.
Okay.
What?
Look at you.
I talked about it on Friday during JP on Sports about how Bill Belichick was snubbed from the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Oh yes.
And he's won 6 Super Bowls, and I would say arguably, but he just simply is the greatest head football coach in NFL history, and he was snubbed from being a first ballot Hall of Famer, which just took away all legitimacy from the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and that within itself was enough to discredit it. But then today, Robert Kraft, the Patriots owner, who oversaw all 6 Super Bowls. He also oversaw 11 AFC championships and has been to the Super Bowl with 3 different head coaches and QBs. And he was snubbed from his first ballot of the Hall of Fame. So
what's going on?
Also, apparently, I didn't even know this. Adam Vinatieri, who is one of, if not the greatest kicker of all time in NFL history, was not a first ballot Hall of Famer either. So originally, I was going down the route of these people wanted to be contrarian, and they were like, well, actually, if you look at Bill Belichick's record after Tom Brady left, it was not too good. And, probably weighing in his UNC career, even though they shouldn't. That's kind of where my mind went. But then when you go to Robert Kraft, the owner of 6 Super Bowls, and you snub him, now I'm thinking these people got a personal I don't know. Did Robert and Bill Belichick get with wives of people on the Pro Football Hall of Fame voter? I don't know. That's the only thing my brain goes to. What personally did they do to piss these people off? But it's so frustrating because it's the same thing with the MLB Hall of Fame. It took Andrew Jones 9 times. It was his last time to be in the Hall of Fame a couple weeks ago, and he finally got in when he really should have been a second or third ballot Hall of Famer. If you're a voter on the Hall of Fame of any sport, there's a sacredness to it's not about you. It's not about your personal beefs with people. These are people's careers, and this is the Hall of Fame, and this is stuff that's going to. So now you can't call Bill Belichick a first ballot Hall of Famer. You can't call Robert Kraft a first ballot Hall of Famer. This is stuff that matters. So it's bigger than you. It's got to be a personal beef because if you're that stupid and don't think Bill and Robert Kraft are first ballot Hall of Famers, you shouldn't even have a vote. But then second, if there's some personal beef and you're doing it out of spite, then you also should be ostracized for it because it's not about you. I don't know. I just saw that and it's like, just burn the whole thing to the ground. If Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft aren't first ballot Hall of Famers, it's just lost all legitimacy. Just get rid of it at that point.
So are they being petty? They just don't want them to be able to say they were first ballot.
That's what I'm assuming. I don't know. Like, is it just patriot hate? I don't like.
Yeah, they hate us because they ain't us. Like, we're too winnery.
I guess so. But I guarantee you Tom Brady's going to be a first ballot Hall
We
of Famer.
got too much risk.
If he's not, yeah.
I have a hard time looking at Tom Brady now.
Why?
Because he had some face work done and he just looks odd and he's too skinny.
Tom Brady ripped my heart out.
Why?
Okay, so I can't look at him because he beat my Falcons when the Falcons blew a 28-3 lead against him in the Super Bowl. You know what? I was in middle school when that happened. After that happened, they scored the touchdown to win. I walked into my room, shut the door, and laid face first on my pillow in the dark for 20 minutes after that.
JP.
It broke my heart.
JP.
I listen. Okay, maybe if I was on the Pro Football Hall of Fame voter list, I'd probably snub Tom Brady just for that reason. Yeah, because he did that
So
to
you'd
me.
be petty too.
Probably would, but yeah.
Yeah, but don't you think his Pizza Hut commercials are funny?
Oh,
I
no,
haven't
because
seen
his face looks funny.
Does it look funny? I just didn't even really look at it before.
You need to look at, I mean,
I love the way he calls games. I think he is amazing. But I haven't actually studied his face. I just think the Pizza Hut commercials are funny. Well, like I haven't even noticed.
He seems like an alien.
Yeah,
kind of like
Yes.
kind of weird.
His resting face is like a little grin.
Yeah, and his
And his
eyes
eyes
are
are like-
really open.
Ryan Seacrest does look the same way.
Oh, it's Ryan.
It's like they pulled
He
his
looks
face back.
bad.
and they've lost too
Bug
much weight.
eyes. These strange bones in his. Okay, I'm
Yes,
gonna
I
look.
just noticed that.
Did you see that?
Yes.
What is wrong with these people?
I don't know. Okay. Kind of feel bad now.
Hey, it's Tom Brady. He deserves it for what he did to me.
Yeah.
JP, how old were you?
That was 2016. So I was 13.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
13,
Okay.
14.
I feel that for you.
Mm,
So sorry.
That was brutal.
too much
Okay.
faith in Tom Brady. You should have been chasing girls.
I mean, I was, but Falcons. No, I'm just kidding. I had a middle school girlfriend at that point.
Oh,
Okay.
so serious.
Yeah.
All right.
Got it. Okay. Do we have any other news on the other side, or are we going to do some would you rather? I have a few quick little newsy things if we want to do that.
All right. And we can go to Would You Rather.
Yep. Okay. We'll be back.
Hey, my friends, Phil Williams here. You've heard me talk about Inspire Advisors, how Paul Breyer and his team at Inspire Advisors will help you grow your investment portfolio while also screening out the companies that don't stand for conservative Christian principles. Look, they are experts in what is known as biblically responsible investing, and they are now offering a limited opportunity for a free class on that BRI. Check out the class, register for free, their website, www.moneypatternwealth.com. It's godly, it's conservative, it's financial freedom, y'all, with Inspire Advisors at www.moneypatternwealth.com. Check them out. Tell them you heard about it on Rightside Radio.
Welcome back to the last little bit of Rightside Radio on a Tuesday. So right before we do our always ending, would you rather? Does anybody have any news?
I have a few. Why'd y'all all look at me?
Because you said you had news.
Yeah.
Okay. True. I forgot I said that. I do have a few little things that we can cover quickly. They're good.
Okay.
The Tongva tribe.
Oh, yes. Yes.
This should have been my story in the 3.
Tongva tribe has confirmed, this is Colin Rogg who's reporting this, that Billie Eilish's home is situated on its ancestral land and says she has not yet reached out to them regarding her home. Shoot, where'd it go? We appreciate the opportunity to provide clarity regarding the recent comments made by Billie Eilish. As the first people of the greater Los Angeles basin, we do understand that her home is situated in our ancestral land. Eilish has not contacted our tribe directly regarding her property. What a fake. Like, it's stolen property. You need to give it back.
Hypocrite.
Whoever else was up there on stage with her, was that her brother?
Yes.
Yeah, her brother / producer.
Okay. So does he have a home nearby? Should he give that back too?
I mean, isn't that what
Faker.
she said?
Yeah, that's what she said.
She said no one is illegal on stolen land.
Yeah. So if you were advocating that we shouldn't steal land, then that's exactly what you did, and you should give it back.
Yeah. So we're waiting.
Give it back. In other news, the Washington Post is reporting that the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, have y'all seen this?
I saw that.
No.
Has recommended against gender transition surgeries for youths, becoming the first major medical association in the U.S. to narrow its guidance on pediatric gender care.
Wow.
What?
Well, that's because that person in New York won the giant case against the doctors who mutilated her. So the American college is like pediatrics, right?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we don't want any of that.
So are you
coming our
saying
way.
they didn't believe anything they said? Because if you did believe that genital mutilation was right and good and saved children, wouldn't you hold your ground?
Oh, yes.
And say, we are saving lives?
I think they're seeing the writing on the wall.
The hassle for them will be sued because in the end, they love money and have no morals. So they don't want to get sued.
Yep. I think that's right. But it's still good.
It's a good story.
One more. Remember how we talked about the homeless people freezing? Did we talk about that?
No.
I don't think so.
Wait, where did I come up with this in my brain? Did we talk about the homeless people freezing in New York?
Not on the show. I know the story, but we didn't talk about it. I don't think.
Okay. So Mom Donnie's letting homeless people freeze. They were like telling the authorities, don't go mess with them. They want to stay comfortable in their own homes. We don't need to displace them. And like 17 people have frozen to death in New York City because Mom Donnie said, don't go take them to warming stations. Well, apparently in response, Mom Donnie sent buses and said, hey, we'll send buses out to them. And if they'd like to step on the bus, they can get on and warm up. But he didn't tell any of the homeless people he was sending buses. So people are still dying.
That is hilarious.
That is socialism for you.
Yep. Exactly.
That's his
right.
worldview.
We're going to dispatch all these buses, get personnel in there. We're going to send gas. We're going to go out in the cold. We're going to hire people to drive buses. We're going to be there. But we're not going to tell anybody.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
New York got what they deserved.
Yep. Literally, people are dying. And he's like, don't disturb them. They want to stay in their space.
Come on.
That's all I got.
We got a new wheel today. Would you rather adopt a puppy or adopt a kitten?
Puppy. I used to say a kitten, but they stink.
Cats are the worst.
I love cats, but in my age, I'm done. unless somebody can come through and put them in a safe place and they don't stink them. No.
Since I have a puppy right now, I'm tempted to say kitten. But kittens can cause just as much trouble as a puppy.
It's true. Your puppy caused a lot of trouble.
I guess I'll do a puppy because they're just so cute.
You're just gonna go home, and that's the first thing. You're just gonna
Eat you with cute aggression.
cute aggression. That's such a that's a great way to put it.
Well, it was fun.
It was.
It was good.
Yeah.
I think we survived, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're still alive.
We're still here. I don't know what our tires look like outside. We'll see. We'll be back tomorrow. Do we have any guests tomorrow? I can't remember.
We do Thursday.
Oh, no. We have a surprise guest tomorrow.
Yes,
Y'all
we do.
are not
That's
going to
right.
want to miss tomorrow. And when I say that, I mean it. So tune in tomorrow. We'll see you then.
You're listening live to Right